bless America.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, worshippers of all ages, welcome to Game 1 of the Verizon Warriors series. We're proud to be bringing you this match between CELTS and IFHE. CELTS spawning in green on the north end of the map, bringing Lexington Tirpitz, Baltimore, Belfast, Otago, and Akizuki, listen to me already, and Orkan. I know, right? From the south spawn, that would be IFHE. They are fielding Shokaku, North Carolina, fronted by double Amalfi Zap. Ooh.
Oh,
Chapayev and double Akizuki.
Interesting decision to run double Akizuki there. I feel like the green team has a slight advantage with that Orkan's radar capabilities. The choice to go double Amalfi tells me that they are hoping that they can hunt and kill a destroyer early. And a Tirpitz.
Indeed. Now, this might be one of the first times we've seen a Tirpitz in Tier 8 competitive play. Well, in a very long time, anyway. You and I used to see them way back in the day in Supremacy League, right? But in this kind of play, it's I'm not sure we've seen one in a very long time.
No, I am excited to see a Lexington, though. Doing Supremacy League, I used to love and prefer Lexington over Shokaku back in the RTS days.
Indeed. It's interesting that CELTS has opted for a triple radar lineup. I feel like that's absolutely going to give them a bit of a leg up here. So it's going to be curious to see how IFHE decides they want to kind of set up and play out against this much radar on the opposing team.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Pikachu going in for an early torpedo strike on Involuntary Soul's Lexington, making him feel less comfortable being so far advanced, as he dives farther south to the I line, heading to J now.
Indeed, a bit of a carrier snipe. There's even some more North Carolina shells continuing to fall in on Involuntary's position. Did he lead these right? Oh my goodness! He did lead them right. Holy cow!
Oh, that's a big hit.
What a shot! 26 kilometers and change, and Mr. Socks basically almost wipes out the opposing carrier.
You know, we commented on this before during the training session last weekend, but with Tier 8 ships, they don't behave like Tier 10s. You could get away with that positioning in a midway. You can't do that in a Lexington.
Very not. Well done. A little bit of early drama at sea. CELTS diving the Orkan in, bagging the cap, but the Chapayev double Akizuki smoke cloud on the south end of the cap, making life a bit miserable for Z's Orkan. They got him.
Involuntary Soul goes down. First blood. It's only been 3 minutes into the game, Raptor.
3 minutes in, and the opposing carrier is off the board for IFHE, Zaf. That is a huge kill.
That is absolutely a huge kill. And IFHE, by the way, we didn't talk about this. 2 destroyers, both of them south of sea cap, and they're still unable to really do anything down there. They're on the back foot for a good part of this, but now that the carrier's been removed from their opponent, maybe they'll be a little emboldened.
Going to be curious to see how things unfold. I mean, CELTS here obviously with the cap advantage early, looking like they've got a solid board position. The Baltimore, Orkan, and Belfast, there's triple radar at sea, Zaf.
Yes.
So if you're IFHE, you basically have to be looking at redeploying your team. C is the play, in my opinion. You've got to break in there somehow. And I honestly, if I'm CELTS, I'm almost considering bringing the Tirpitz back. But they seem to have a different plan in mind.
Yeah, looking at that Tirpitz over by A, it looks like he's kind of fixing to head south and possibly push against 2 Amalfis and a North Carolina.
Does indeed look like they're going to drive Wolfseeker's Tirpitz down the 4 line and push the B cap here. Involuntary Soul's last surviving squadron on the board, going in to try to soften up anyway. One of these Amalfis that's already sitting in the B cap.
Now the Chapayev 8-point Buck 2006 got torpedoed. I think that was an Orkan torpedo. So that's going to force him back a little bit. One thing I haven't really noticed much. You said that C is the play. It's going to be the focus. But those Akizukis really aren't making their guns heard. And I don't know if it's a lack of spotting or just a lack of overall positioning to be able to get these guns into play. Because Akizuki's great against cruisers if you could just pop them down there, or just start, pew-pewing away. Now it's starting to happen here north of C.
I was going to say, Bilsh's Baltimore kind of caught out here. He's a little too far away from the island cover that he really should be snuggled up more to, probably his east, I suppose. They are going to get him off the board here. Between the Chipaya, the Double Akizuki, the Shokaku rockets, he's going to go out.
Yeah,
that's a huge second. That's a huge second kill for IFHE playing from the south spawn here. I'm not sure CELTS can pull this one out now, Zaf.
Yeah, I think it's it's a matter of time, quite frankly. Once that Lexington goes down, CELTS loses vision. CELTS loses the ability to focus on one area with follow-up strikes. So, unfortunately, I think they were kind of in the wrong positioning at CCAP. I think they need to be more in a kite-away position instead of bow-in. Wolverine now going to be coming under sustained fire in the Belfast by the double Akizuki and Chapayev again.
Indeed. Now, I will say, I think if you look at CELTS' board position, they've rotated the Orcon back down the 6 line. It feels like, they at one point the Orcon was kind of hanging out near the Baltimore. They pulled him out, pushed him down the 6 line. I'm not sure I like that play. I feel like if I was sitting on their shoulder, I probably would have tried to solidify the C position rather than go for this push with the Tirpitz down the 4 line, which is kind of where they're at right now.
Yeah, but I mean, they did lose their carrier early, and that might signal that the need to be more aggressive and try to make a play, as opposed to the original plan of, well, we'll let them come to us at CCAP. And I think the Orcon rotating gives them a chance to maybe surprise the North Carolina or something.
Yep, big salvo from the North Carolina landing there on Wolfseeker's Tirpitz, and Pikachu's Shokaku coming in for the follow-up torpedo strike. If these torpedoes get led right, this is probably the end of this Tirpitz. And I think he's going to take them both. Yep, yeah, he is.
Yeah.
There it is.
There's our death pick.
Just like that, 3 ships upside down, losing control of the CCAP. Both their capital ships off the board. CELTS looks like they're going to lose game 1, Zaf. I just don't see how they can. I don't think they can find their way out of this. Nope. I would completely agree with you. We're looking at it's just a matter of time at this point. 4 ships down now that Wolverine's Belfast 43 goes down. As you like to say, it's all over but the crying. Yeah, it feels like it really is. And if you're CELTS, I think it all goes back to the carrier snipe, but at the same time, right? Like carrier sniping is becoming more of a valid tactic in randoms even. And so in my mind, you kind of have to come into a game like this expecting it, or at least allowing that your opponent might try it. If you spawn into the game in a carrier, especially something as fat and juicy as a Lexington, right, which doesn't handle that well and can obviously be citadeled by the opposing battleship, turn your engines on, don't sit still in the early moments of a match, look around for a better position, maybe find some cover. At a minimum, get moving.
Right.
Stay with your team a little while. The extra AA cover might help some. That's certainly, if nothing else, even if you find a way to come back from that early carrier loss, just the act of losing it is so demoralizing, right? As a team, you're just like, ugh. It just feels terrible.
Absolutely. And, I mean, it's a North being a smaller-ish map. It's a snipe is a possibility, so that should serve as a wake-up call to both teams about carrier positioning early on.
A little bit of Akizuki on Akizuki action over here at the CCAP.
Orcon goes down, and that'll
Viper's
pretty much cover it on that flank.
Yeah, Viper's Akizuki will go down momentarily, and when that happens, that is essentially the game. 10 seconds on the timer. IFHE cleans things up nicely. They're going home with a win here in game 1.
Solid win for them.
Very much so.
I wonder if their name is IFHE, if they took IFHE on all their ships, including their Amalfis.
It feels like it's probably a waste on the Amalfis in North Carolina, but I'm just speculating. Wow, well played to both teams, but already here, Zath, in game 1, you see immediately right away the potential vulnerability of having an aircraft carrier on your team, and if you don't drive it or protect it correctly, how quickly it can go south on you.
Absolutely, right. And of course that was crucial. I mean, originally I think his positioning, I understood what he was trying to do, get closer to the action so his planes can be a bigger influence on the battle. I think the big mistake that he made, though, as soon as he was getting sniped by the carrier was that turn out back to north, because that just turned him nice and sideways for the for North Carolina shells.
Indeed. Well, a convincing Game 1 win here for IFHE. Let's send it back to the studio and get ready for Game 2.